greater attack buff, vigor buff, blaze dingo, plus 12, 300 crit damage. Let's see what he can do.
Won't take long.
All right, here we go. We got Blaze Dingo debut in GVG. We're gonna try testing him out and see if he's at all usable. He did get some buffs recently, so here is the plan. We're going to push up the Ada, and we're gonna see if we can try to cycle. I'm not too sure about this though. If we get countered too many times, I think it might be a bad time. So hopefully no counters here, but you know how it goes in GVG. If they got counter units, they're probably gonna counter this. It's like 100% chance to counter. Okay, so there's the first counter, which is not good for us. We're gonna have to S3 and hope that we don't get countered again, because if we do, I think that's it for our Blingo. Or we just cleave with the or we just cleave with 2 units, right? Because why not? Let's go ahead and let's see what we can do here. Let's just S2 and see the damage that he gets. 5k damage into a 12k damage. So he did 17,000 damage. All right, here we go. Second fight up. So we're bringing him into heavy AoE. So hopefully our Ida doesn't nuke out everybody and steal the showcase again. But she does have attack buff here. We're going to S3, and they are going to get some barriers. We might get defense breaks. We might not. But we do outspeed here, which is the key. Okay, so there's the barriers. I think we just S2. I think that's the play. Let's S2 here. All right, we do get some pushback. We should live. All right, very nice. Now, we can soul burn here and potentially push up the Ada, but I don't know if we get enough. Do we get enough of a CR push? Because we didn't use her S3, and when her S3 is active, we get a 20% CR push. So I don't think that puts us in front of everybody else. However, she will have immunity and invincibility, so there is that. So let's go ahead and again just S2 and see what kind of damage we can deal with these defense broken targets already. Maybe we can land defense break on that DN. 13,000 and then another 5,000 on the DN. That's pretty good damage, right? Let's go ahead and finish up here. We'll just take out this DN. We can S3 here. This should kill even if we don't crit, but Dingo, Blaze Dingo putting in a lot of damage. I'm really surprised. We can get to S3 here, but it's not really gonna do much, right? It's gonna give invincibility to one target, but we didn't really get to see him attack buff S2 into S1. All right, here we go. Last fight up. We're bringing in Hua-Young, so we should hopefully get to S3 into the S2 S1 combo with Blaze Dingo here, because what we're gonna do is hit them with the S3. They're gonna cleanse, right? We're gonna try to one-shot at least 1 unit here with Hua-Young, and then after that, we'll see what happens. So we'll just go S1 here. Let's just put some damage. We do go before, so I think we can S3. I think we'll just S3 the maid, right? Maid Chloe here. Let's go ahead and take her out. We'll put up the invincibility back on the Hua-Young and see what we can do here. So we can S2 into S1, but we're probably gonna die from those counters, right? So let's go ahead and hit that S3 up. We will have attack buff, greater attack buff, vigor buff, and we're gonna see how much damage we can do here. Hopefully this Violet doesn't destroy us. We're also going to have some competition because the Moonlight Dreamblade is going to be a bad time. but hopefully this provoke will land. We got 15% on everything else. Okay, there we go. So that provoke lands. We will just, we'll S1 here, right? S1 attack buff, 16K. All right, here we go. Greater attack buff, vigor buff, blaze dingo, plus 12, 300 crit damage. Let's see what he can do. 11K, 17,000 damage, right? On one unit. He just deleted that violence. All right, so here he is, Blaze Dingo with his recent buffs. He does do a lot of damage. We have him on Portrait of the Saviors. He increases his damage dealt by 20%. We have him at 3K attack, 300 crit damage, 100% crit, and about 240 speed. We were playing him on the cleave teams, right? Giving some survivability with that invincibility buff on the S3, right? The Thanos glove. But for the most part, he can put in a lot of work with his S2 into S1 damage. Now that he gets that decreased defense, it's a 75% chance, right? So he doesn't have any effectiveness here. He has 12% effectiveness, which is pretty much zero effectiveness. But on units that aren't going to have any effect res, you're almost guaranteed a defense break. Now I say almost because it's 75% chance, right? So there's still a pretty good chance that you don't get it. But for the most part, if you get that defense break, those units are dead, right? We put him on Grace of Unity. The thing about Grace of Unity is it doesn't mola his S1, where you do want that max mola damage if you're planning on just using S2 into S1. We never got a chance to use the S3 except for one time, because most of the times we're trying to aggro, so we're trying to go first, put in some damage, and then S2, S3. He's gonna be a finisher, right? Getting all this damage on him was pretty tough. He does need an insane amount of gear. He is one of the few units that does better with an attack, flat attack ring, but I don't have any flat attack rings, so we just gave him an attack percent ring. But all in all, it's not that much of an increase in attack. He does have a crit chance imprint, which makes the regular fire dingoes definitely worth. But I mean, he is a for fun unit. Like I mentioned last time, you know, I'm really glad that we have Grace of Unity because we get to play with units that we otherwise may not get to try. But is he a unit that I would plus 15 right out the gate? Probably not, because he does require a lot of gear. And as you can see, he is very squishy. And unless your playstyle is to go first and to go fast, it's going to be tough bringing him in. You could probably try building him as a bruiser, but he is going to take a lot of stats just because he scales off of attack, which is weird. He's a Soul Weaver that scales off of attack. So it makes him being able to deal a lot of damage difficult unless you can pump up his attack very, very high. But for the most part, he is a very fun unit to play with. Let me know your thoughts about Blaze Dingo in the comment section below. Have you tried him out? Have you tested him? Like always, if you have enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.